We are here today to talk about the Simplified Marketing Live event. I am here with Laura Chattington because she is going to give us the 5 serious secrets every time poor business owner needs to break the burnout cycle. I know I'm very excited about this. My name is Michelle, and I cannot wait for you to get this information from her. It is incredible. Laura's run multi-million-dollar marketing and communication accounts globally with billion-dollar companies in finance, tech, marketing, working with both individuals and clients for companies like Oracle, Deloitte, and Facebook. She is a trusted expert helping individuals and businesses drive growth with over 2 decades of experiencing leveraging innovative marketing strategies and game-changing solutions. Her focus is helping entrepreneurs cut through the confusion created by overcomplicated marketing advice and instead simplify the process so they can scale with structure, not stress. So experienced entrepreneurs can scale with structure without relying on hustle or having their time consumed by the business. She has directed and delivered both small and large scale events globally, training hundreds of people worldwide, both in person and online. She's been mentored, coached, and worked with the top 1% of coaches and consultants in the world who have impacted thousands of lives and reported millions in revenue. Laura charges up to $100,000 for her VIP clients, where she consults businesses on how to scale their company in simplified, bite-sized timeframes. If that's not enough, people, when you listen to her teach, you will immediately recognize that she is one of the most masterful and engaging growth strategists you have had the privilege of learning from. What you are about to learn isn't theory. It is proven, repeatable system that helps time-poor founders grow by upgrading their offer, simplifying how they deliver, and building a growth plan that doesn't rely on hustle. Laura's here to walk you through it. If you are ready to have more impact, more income, and most of all, more fun, you're in the right place. Let's get into it. Laura,
Thank,
so excited.
thank you for that amazing introduction. That was very nice. Thank you. It's great to be here. And gosh, it feels like we've got a lot to go over today. And I know that we're just warming up for the live event. So hopefully we're going to get through some stuff today, and then we're going to invite everybody to come to the event.
It's going to be incredible. This is a can't miss opportunity. But before we even dive into that part of it, just could you share what inspired you to get started in this, to move from all of those things that you've been doing into directly working with entrepreneurs in this space?
Yeah, I mean, this is like a subject very close to my heart for sure. And I remember a time in my own life when I was like running multi-million dollar marketing and comms campaigns. I had the strategy, the skills, the results, and like from the outside, everything looks amazing and it looks great. Revenue was strong, clients happy, team around me, and it looked like it was all kind of glossy and working. But you know what? Behind the scenes, it was like this constant slog and struggle. Like every deadline, every decision, every strategic move depended on me, right? And even with all the wins, it just didn't feel scalable. And I certainly didn't. I was working 24/7, didn't have any freedom. And you know, when like every deadline lands on you, every client depends on you, every moving part, every decision, it's like it's all still you. And I know you know this as well, Michelle, and you're smiling at me like, yes, yes. You know, and the truth is, you just don't have time or headspace to think, to breathe, let alone change anything, right? And I know at the time I was stressed out most of the time, and I was away from my family. I was a single parent away from my family, and it was really costing me in every way. right? So that's kind of why when I say it's close to my heart, I mean it was really close to my heart, right? And it's like you're driving a vehicle at full speed, but you don't have the actual GPS to where you actually want to be. You've got no opportunity to sort of pause and check the directions, and no moment to pause and ask, am I on the right route here? So what do? You do what all high performers do. You upgrade the car, new tools, new platforms, bigger plays, more polish. You add better seats, faster systems, flashier dashboards, right? But the real problem, and I've done it, so is you're still behind the wheel, right? Every hour, every
Yes.
day. And it's like you've got one foot on the accelerator and you've got the other one on the brake. And it's not about working harder. I spent a long time thinking working harder was what I had to do and hustling more. So if you're growing, but it kind of feels like the heavy, or you're still like the engine behind the momentum in the business, you're missing the GPS coordinates to, the coordinates to the right sequence, the right structure, the right kind of simplicity, I like to call it the high leverage moves to scale your business. And you know what? It's not your fault. It's not because you're not capable. It's not because your offer isn't valuable. We have these valuable offers, don't we? It's not because you don't know what you're doing. It's because the online world sells you this, that it feeds us this lie, right? It sold you the seat covers, the turbos, the car polish, as if all those upgrades, you're laughing. Yeah, right? It does though, right?
Yes.
as,
Yes.
as if all those upgrades are going to fix the real problem. More funnels, more content, more complexity, and all stacked on top of the business that still runs on your time. But if you want real growth, right, the kind that doesn't burn you out, you don't need all that noise. You need new GPS coordinates for your like high performance car. You need the right principles and the ones that are going to simplify your business so that you can scale. And as Steve Jobs famously said, simple scales and complex fails. And I guess that's kind of why we've ended up in this conversation, because I see so many business owners having these struggles in their business.
That, whew, if I could just tell you, I feel like that is not just your heart you're speaking from, but it's like you could somehow understand like the picture you painted of not doing more, like, and not working harder, because boy, do we believe that like if I just work harder, I'll figure it out. But it's not about that, is what you just said, right? It's about if I had a better path, or if I understood it, or if somebody could just lay out the steps for me, yeah, I'm capable of doing it, but I don't know what those steps are
Mm,
necessarily. And if
mm,
you're thinking, sitting there like I was, and I'm thinking like, okay, Laura, I get it. You're right. I don't
yeah.
want to be working harder. I don't want to ignore my family. I don't want to have to do this 24/7. I have all the fancy upgrades, but I don't know how to get them all working for me.
Mm,
And I guess like my next question is, how do you do this? Like, what
mm,
system do you use? How do I know what system to put into play then?
mm. Yeah, it's so true, isn't it? We're kind of like there's no time or space to think or breathe, and we just can't make the right moves because we don't have the map, the GPS in us. So let me give you the global GPS system that's going to give you those high leverage moves that really simplifies things for you. So if your business isn't growing in the way that you want it to, if things really still rely on you, and maybe even client flow isn't as consistent as you might have been before, or maybe you want, it's not, as you say, Michelle, it's not because you're missing more stuff, right? It's because one or more parts of the kind of marketing mix are off, right? And the marketing mix is what we have in what I call the high leverage simplified growth system. It's quite a few high leverage simplified growth system. And it's like, I always think of things in triangles in marketing. And the triangle has three points, right? It's the offer, it's your delivery model, and it's your client growth engine. So those three things are kind of what's moving your marketing, your sales, and your clients. And even if one side of those is weak, growth just leads to burnout, okay? Because you start overcompensating with your time, right? We start hustling. There's lots of hustle. I think we're sick of the hustle, right? So what does the system do? So the system has like high ticket offer, a very leveraged high ticket offer, a leveraged delivery model, and a simplified growth plan. So let me just step you through it because I haven't got any, I've only got my hands today for diagrams and things like that. So step one,
Perfect.
yeah. So you probably already got offers in your business, and maybe you've got too many, right? Lots of people kind of doing lots of things and having too many offers. And the first question I always like to ask is like, which is the offer that is bringing in most of the profit, right? What, like the best clients, the fewest delivery headaches, the ones that you actually really want to scale, and the ones that are really making profit in the business, okay? Not necessarily turnover, but actually where are the profit and the offers that you want. And I'm looking for like the money flow, the money move in the business, because if you're doing too much, sometimes selling too many things too wide, trying to meet too many people, or you know, people serve too many people. Again, you're laughing because I'm like, that's right. We get into this like offer, yeah,
Yes.
me, right? Even working too hard to sell your offer, you know, you find yourself like, I'm trying to almost like this offer is great, but I feel like I'm whacking people over the head to buy it, right? And
Yes.
scaling just means like more time, more burnout, more friction in our lives. So that's step one. And the quantum leap, the pro move to this for offers is to really upgrade your offer into like very high leverage, very desirable, and into a kind of results focused, value driven. And we've talked about this before, Michelle, you know, value driven, results focused offer that's really dialed into the market. And what's so exciting, I'm excited, is there are so many tools now with AI that you can really very quickly understand what the market is buying and investing in, and you can dial that into your offer so that, you know, clients are lining up around the building like, I want your offer. That's a great feeling, right? And
Yes.
I love the Alex Hormozy quote, which is, you know, that you want to design offers so that the clients feel dumb to say no to it. That's a great offer. And you know what? You can do it so fast because with like high ticket offer design and combine that with marketing, you know, AI. I mean, we're doing stuff that I used to have teams of people. It would take them like 3 to 6 months, and we're doing with AI. We're doing it in like half an hour, right? So you
So much
can
faster.
like, I know. I mean, it's so powerful,
Yes.
mind-boggling, so powerful, and you can see what's converting in the market. You can map what your competitor, you know, the gaps and how you can add, you know, more value and make the offer your own. And the result is like high value, high leverage offers that your clients want, your calendar can handle, and your business can scale. Right? Sound good, right?
That sounds amazing. Like everything that
I want it.
looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I want that right now. You
Mm,
said so specifically when you were like, growth leads to burnout. And I was like, wait, but growth is what I want, but
mm,
burnout's not what I want. And I was
yeah.
like, but that's what's happening, right? Is we work and work and we're growing it's not leveraging the right tools maybe, and it's not
Yeah.
like acting like the professional who knows how to use the tool to leverage. like I'm using the tool to drive the car better. Like I don't want that.
Mm,
Right? Like it's
mm,
time
mm.
to change what position I'm in that
Yeah, it's
vehicle.
like the levers, isn't it? It's like which levers do
Yeah.
you pull and what levers are there, and everything is changing so fast right now. So it's really being able to know which levers to pull. And there's no reason you should know because you didn't come into business originally to set up the business to know these things. You're expert in your field. So it is, I'm always like rubbing my hands with excitement because I love offers, and that's my, I walk around in the world thinking about offers and how to add more value in offers and things like that. But that's step one. So that's like when we think of that, like how do we high leverage move? Step one is like really getting that offer uber desirable. Step two is like delivery moves, high leverage delivery moves. Now, how many of you feel like every new client comes with more hours, more time, more work, more pressure? Yeah. And how many of you would love to serve people actually working less hours? Less hours. Yeah. I think you're
Sign
spot
me
on.
up.
Yeah. I'm not paying you to say that. No. Yeah.
No,
More
sign me up.
clients, less hours. So step two is really how you deliver offers without that kind of drawn-in sensation, right? Because if every new client still means more hours, more calls, more back and forth, more, you're again, it's like this, you said it actually, Michelle, we think we want to scale, but when it comes with all that extra work, extra time, extra burnout, there's this conflict, isn't there? There's
Yes.
conflict. And I always call it, it's like being self-employed, right? It's employment rather than business. And the trap is you want to serve your clients at the highest level, but the way the delivery is structured, it's like there's bottleneck, and it feels heavy. It feels heavy. I remember I had a corporate communications business, and I kind of loved it for a while, but then the delivery of that business, I was bored. I have to say bored, I think was the word. It's the word I'd use. I was bored. It was tiring. It was exhausting, and I didn't like it anymore. Right. So, and I know lots of people who are going to be in the event watching this already have systems, right? You've got contracts, you've got SOWs, you've got fulfillment plans, and maybe even a team that does some of the stuff for you. But if you stepped away for a couple of weeks, would the delivery still happen? Would clients get the same results? Would you have the same momentum, the same experience, all those things? Because the real bottleneck isn't whether you have systems, it's whether you have systems that have leverage, right? So the pro move is not just the systemize your delivery. And I know people people at this level who have established businesses have systemized lots of things in their businesses, but it's actually designing that delivery for scale. And you do that with a mix of sort of leverage delivery that works for you. So it might be, for instance, it might be moving delivery in a group environment. It might be adding a very high ticket offer, like a VIP offer for one-on-one clients. It's just shifting how you serve your clients. There's lots of different ways you can mix it up. There's also AI powered moves, which moving lots of the delivery within an AI environment, training environment, which again, I'm going to talk a bit more about that in a bit. But again, you're moving some of the delivery into an AI environment, which means that you increase the client experience and you know that they even up to like 80% of the delivery within the AI environment, and then the 20% is you, right? You're like the 20%, and that's where you can go deep. There's transformation, and the delivery model is light on your time and high on value at the same time, and you can really scale that up as well. So it's not just being more efficient, it's being more valuable to your clients. So that's step two.
The power in that like concept to me sounds incredible, that there is an actual like thought process and there is an actual system that you have and information that you have that cannot just, it's not about like when you said the system that I have or the like I have the expertise in my own area. It's not about learning more about what I already know. It's just that I need a way to deliver that, is what I'm hearing, that is like
Mm.
less of my time, more of my expertise actually,
Yeah,
and then not me spending my time over here like trying to learn entire things that I don't even maybe like want to learn, need to learn, like
mm.
just because I figured out like a better way to deliver this system. Because if I spend my
Mm.
time doing all of that, if I spend my time like in the weeds, not having fun with what I'm doing, then I'm not actually serving anybody at a,
Yeah,
let alone at a high level. So then I would say like I hear you. You're speaking to
yeah,
me, right? I
yeah,
have offers, I've done things, I've
yeah,
got ideas, but not just that. I've even delivered things that after a while, also, I was like, this is too much. It's too much of my time,
yeah.
my energy, my drain. So then I I know I'm not the only one that wants to know. Like,
Yeah, I
what are
mean, it's such a good, and it's, I mean, I
yeah,
like you, and we serve people at the highest level. I know you do. That's always my intention. But sometimes we're like exhausted by the delivery. I've done like tr days of training where I am the core trainer, and I'm
yes.
doing it for hours every day. And just imagine being able to shift. Like, I don't know. I always look at it from an 80/20 application, but even if it was 50%, right? You take 50% of that training and put it in an environment which is more valuable for your clients and the experiences, and then you just come in and train that kind of the highly valuable piece and the relationship piece in that training. Yeah.
I think leveraging the actual skill that you are a pro at, and
Yeah.
then understanding that like that concept of being a pro isn't about knowing more and being the one that does more. It's about leveraging
Yeah.
these things
Yeah.
so that I can only focus on the highest value thing and not consume my time and my day with all these other tasks. Like
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
pro move,
Yeah.
is
It's
like an incredible realization of this, like in that process. So you at the like in this like build out and in this concept, like there are some secrets that will move
yeah.
people forward. And so what are the five secrets
Secrets.
that like if I
Um,
am sitting as a time poor business owner, which
yeah.
means I'm using all of my time already, how do I get myself out of that loop? What are the secrets that will move it forward?
So I'm going to tell you exactly what those five secrets are. And we'll go into the secrets in much more detail in the event. I'm just going to go back to the system because we missed a step three. You're super keen, and that's cool. And I didn't tell you, but there's three steps. So the third step to simplify it to this high leverage growth is then. So you've got your offer, you've got your leverage delivery, and then what you need is I call it the simplified growth plan. So, being able to set up the marketing that, most people are like, marketing depends on you. You might have a VA, you might have a team, but if you don't show up, again, if you don't show up, it's all down on you, right? We wear the effort. You've built the offer, you built the delivery, but the growth, and it feels messy. It feels messy and manual and unscalable. So the third step, I'm saying the third step, I can't even count. The third step of the system, the pro move, is simplifying that growth strategy, leveraging AI, adding more value to the clients, getting more margin from the clients, right? Doing more of what's working, and using marketing moves that haven't already flooded the market, so you have a competitive edge in there. So again, it's like many times, or most people, or most coaches and entrepreneurs, we find ourselves doing all this stuff, but actually it's finding what the one or two moves that are actually going to scale the business. So that's like so that's the third step. And going to the 5 secrets to answer your next question. The 5 secrets, time poor business owners. Now imagine, and you can, because I know where you're sitting is warm. It's not so quite the same in London, but imagine sitting by a pool on holiday with your family and your friends, and the business is flowing and growing, and you're not checking Slack, and you're not voice noting, you're not sneaking off quickly to sort something out. Everything's handled. Everything's handled. Your offers, your business, your systems, designed around all these leverage moves, living the dream, right? Now, how many of you feel like that's a reality watching this, right? So it's more likely, I'm trying to find my phone here, your phone is like next to you, you're half having a conversation with your family, but your brain is like back in the business, right? And deep down, you know that if something goes wrong, you're the one on the call, and you're the safety net, you're the bottleneck, you're the backup plan, and you're probably like so knee deep in the mix anyway that you probably find it hard. There's times in I'm a bit obsessive, and I used to find it hard to step away from the business in the first place, right? And we've got kids, we've got families, we want to go on holiday, we want to be there with them. And maybe there isn't even a team to take on the responsibility when you're going away on holiday. Maybe you don't even get to go away, right? Maybe you don't even get to go away. But what if it didn't have to be like that? What if scaling didn't mean more weight on you, on your time, but actually it meant more space? Now, I had a client, let's call her Sarah. She was like, I always think of her, she was brilliant, right? She was like booked clients, revenue looked great on paper, but like we've been describing, Michelle, she was exhausted. She was exhausted. Every sale meant more time. Every delivery was on her. She was actually starting, and I wouldn't, she was like resenting her clients, right? It's a horrible place to be. You're resenting your clients because literally had no space in her business, in her brains. So we used the 5 simplified secret moves to change everything, right? So we're going to go over them really quickly. We're going to go into them in more depth in the event. So secret move number 1, getting my numbers mixed up today. Secret move number 1 is we took her most profit generating offer and we redesigned it. We redesigned it with results driven, high ticket leveraged moves right into that offer. So it wasn't about her time, and lots of business owners, it's very dependent on time. It wasn't anything about her time, and it was highly desirable to her clients. So I like to call it pimping up the offer, which I'm not sure is American friendly, but that's what I'm always like, let's pimp the offer up, right? It's highly desirable, so it makes it really easy to sell. Yeah. So that's
Yeah,
good.
yes, amazing already. Leverage number 1. Like,
Yeah. So secret move number 2, we moved the delivery from one-on-one to a group model, right? And she served multiple clients all at once without losing any quality. In fact, there were benefits to those clients in that environment. And we added a 25 and 100K offer into the business, right? So pretty cool moves. Okay. Then secret number 3, we worked out the 20%. This is where I was like, 20%, the money moves in her marketing so she could stop spending. Like lots of, I was saying it earlier, lots of business owners are like doing so much, it's exhausting. And actually doubling down on those 1 or 2 moves that made, brought in lots of money. And she attracted the best clients she wanted to work with. And she was really focused on that. So that was like move number 3. Move number 4, we layered in the like very powerful AI tools, which was done in a very strategic way. And I know there are lots of there's so much AI every time I go online. There's so much, but there's a whole quality issue with what people are selling and what people are doing, and actually what is, really strategic for the business. So things like from competitor analysis, offer creation, service delivery, content creation, performance enhancement, everything that really aligned in with her business. And instead of all that kind of AI junk online, and we using the principle of 80/20, right? 80% of all the effort across the business, looking at ways we can integrate AI strategy to take that effort away. And then she spends 20% on the business, right? It's fire. It's fire. Secret number 5, we gave her more momentum. And Michelle, you probably heard me talk about this before, and you're an expert in this too. Momentum and connection and conviction in the room, being in the room with people that showed her how to have that momentum and conviction in what she was doing. And having, and I think it's about taking your identity to the next level, isn't it? Having the conviction to go to whatever that next level is for you. So secret move number 5 is like momentum and conviction. And suddenly she wasn't bottleneck anymore in the business. And her business started like feeling lighter. You're excited again, right? Clients are getting better results. That always makes you fired up as well. And she had like space in her mind to think about whatever she wants to think about. And it's and what happens is it's just through that simplification when you're leveraging your sales and your delivery and your growth. And those are the 5 secrets, serious secrets, whatever we call them, the 5 serious secrets. And we're going to go into much more detail in the event.
Those are incredible, like power moves. And having understood some and experienced some of those moves, like I get that, like what a cool process. You just took something that was for me incredibly complicated and
Mm.
just made it like so simple. And yet, like that doesn't mean that I actually know how to dive into all of that, right? Like I want more. I want to know how
Yeah.
to not just like be excited by this, that this exists, and not just sit here thinking like, oh yeah, let's go. Like
Yeah.
I want the details, right? Like, and if
Mm.
you're sitting there and you're thinking like, I want these details too, and I want
Mm.
to be like, I want to leverage my time, and I want to, be just like the example of Sarah, like I have all of this greatness, but I want my time freedom. I want my life to look the way I've painted the picture. I want my headspace to be clear to think about anything else in my day, to show up and be present. Um, and just to be able to be that version of me that's in momentum. And I mean, quite honestly, I want to be at the next level of me, but maybe you're sitting there and you're still spinning your wheels and you're still like, I should get this. But in reality, that's why you come to this event, is because that's what's going to help really clear this up and pave the way for the success that you really like are on the verge of, maybe, or like you have this picture. It's
Mm.
not like you're starting from nothing. And if you were, it would also work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's what's brilliant about it. Like if you're like, I don't even have an offer yet. I don't know what I want to do, but I have ideas, still works. Like it paves the way for that
Mm.
success. Like this is the event you want to be at. This is where that gets cleared up and simplified, because you just made that sound super simple. But I know there's some like, we got to kind of figure out like the steps in the steps a little bit, right?
Yeah,
Like
sure. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
want
yeah,
more
yeah.
of those details. So like how do I get there? How do I get to the event? How do I get the information I need to like move this forward? I want to be in that room. How do I do
Yeah.
that?
So it's super easy. All you got to do is go to www.simplifiedmarketinglive.com and secure your place, right? That's easy. And there is an opportunity. There will also be an opportunity to get a VIP ticket there as well. I always think, I mean, this is just me. I always think if you're going to show up, you might as well have the VIP experience. So the VIP ticket, and you get all the VIP bonuses. We also run a prize draw during the event, because again, it's about showing up and being there and So for every person that shows up, turns on their camera, interacts in the chat, shares a takeaway, there is a prize draw, which you'll automatically get entered into to have a one-on-one VIP session with me. So get your place now. Don't hesitate. Do it now. Get your place. Go to www.simplifiedmarketinglive.com and reserve your place, and we will see you live at the event.
Can't wait to see you guys. This is a no-brainer. Jump in right now.
Okay.